And sometimes when life is feeling like too much, you just need to reset. Well, friends, I think it's safe to say long time no see. If you're new, I'm Lauren W. And if you're not new, give me some grace, friend. I needed a little mental health break. Honestly, I had told y'all about it and I spoke about it in my last video, just about how my anxiety was kind of getting to me a little bit and I just needed to take a step back. And y'all showed me so much love and support. Truly appreciate all of y'all for giving me the space, giving me the encouragement. And now I'm pouring back into you by popping back on your screen, baby. I hope y'all miss me. Like, I also hope you've been staying up to date with me across TikTok and IG. While I was on my break, I did have a couple videos that I was able to put out, but guys, I'm back. I feel better than ever. Honestly, I'm kind of riding on a high this week, which is kind of what's giving me energy to be able to do this reset and just be in this space. Because first of all, let's discuss how I was featured in an article by The Cut, an online publication, about how you're following the wrong NYC influencers, i.e. kind of a response to that girl that made the video about how NYC influencers are boring a couple weeks ago. So bless that lady, because honestly, when I got that email, y'all, I was really sitting there like, me? You want me? And yeah, y'all do want me, because that's the thing. Y'all know I'm always transparent with y'all and just like across my other socials, especially when it comes to social media. There was a lot of doubt in me within the last month or so. And I hate that. I hate to admit that, but I truly was kind of beating myself up a little bit on the performance of how my videos have been across the board. And it sucks because, you know, I was on such an exciting and just ambitious, goal-oriented mindset when I first started out the year. And I felt very confident about going into this year and smashing it and becoming the household name that I want to be. But something happened in February that kind of had me fall off, and I dislike that, but I'm finding my way again. And I will say this article and kind of telling my community about the article, really just like, it's my community, seeing the love for my community when things like this happen. And also when I share things like, hey, my engagement hasn't been doing that good. And they're like, girl, I haven't seen your videos in a minute. Love you, support you. I would watch paint dry. I wouldn't watch paint dry. I would watch you paint. Basically like saying like they watch me do anything, which hello, thank you. Like that's exactly what I hope, because I just be doing anything. So I say all that to say, because I don't want to spend too much time on it. I feel like I spent enough time on it in the last month, in the last video. But y'all, I just feel like you really got to let go and let God sometimes. And I needed to do that in this mental health period, because I really just needed some realignment. And that article was a reminder that I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right things, and my path is already set out for me. And I just need to take a step back, relax, and stop trying to determine a fate and destiny that's already set out for me. Like, there are going to be challenges, hurdles, troughs, peaks, whatever along this journey. And I just have to be down for the ride if it's what I want that bad. And it's what I want that bad. So I want to be here with y'all. I want to be here for y'all. And I hope these moments where I'm being transparent online are, you know, relatable to somebody, because girl, sometimes you need to see this, especially if you're somebody that's pursuing content creation or really just like trying to exist in general as not even like at any age, child, just exist in general in this world in the way that it is. Like sometimes you just need to see that somebody else ain't necessarily living the glitz and glam life that social media makes it out to be, you know? So this is a reminder that if you need a social media break, baby, take it. And also let go, let God. Everything that is for you will come to you. And yeah, that's basically how I just want to intro this video, with some positivity, some good words, and some good thoughts, y'all. Because the next couple months, we are getting, what was that? That's me trying to say the next couple months, we're locking in clink, clink. Because y'all, we on the move this entire year. I have trips now booked out from April all the way to October. Every single month we gonna be on the move. Y'all coming with me, hopefully, as much as you can. But we're gonna get into that in today's video. I'm going on a solo traveling trip to Denmark pretty soon, and I want to kind of chat through some of the things that I'm doing to plan ahead, some things that some resources I'm using actually to plan for my trip as well. Anyway, let's get on to this solo traveling prepping. I'm so excited, y'all. The little template that I have for my itinerary, it's so cutie, but let's get into it. Okay, y'all, this is obviously a new style of content for me, so definitely tell me what you think, but let's get into the Denmark itinerary. So I tried out building an itinerary on Canva just because I've been using Canva for a lot of my Instagram posts, and I kind of want to stretch what I can do with it. So Denmark, yeah, Denmark is some place that I've wanted to go for about 2 or 3 years now. I really love boats on a canal. This sounds so crazy, but it's one of the reasons why I also want to go to Maine to see boats on the port. But I am really excited about this trip. I'm going to be there for a couple days, a little over a week, I think. And I plan to see as much as I can see. I heard Denmark is a place that you can see a lot of the attractions in within like a couple days. So I plan to use a lot of my itinerary as open space, kind of free reign for me to do whatever I please. Today, I want to more so focus on the budget end of things. So what I like about this itinerary that I ended up picking out is that they had a budget tracker that actually showed everything in a pie chart. I ended up breaking everything up by airfare, lodging, transportation, meals and tips, shopping, and touristy attractions. So the pro about all of this, let's kind of go through all of them. So for my airfare, y'all, I got this trip for free. I used my Amex points to end up getting this. I actually used my Chase points to get my Thailand trip that I'm going to at the end of the year. So, and actually one more, I used my additional Chase points to get my Portugal trip at the end of the year. So really, I've gotten every international trip that I'm going on this year for free for the most part. So round trip tickets are basically already paid for. So God bless, I do not have to worry about paying for that. Hotel, I ended up finding a hotel that was about $1,500 for 8 nights, and that's inclusive of breakfast. The hotel I picked is actually very cool. It has a lot of space, which I enjoy. I feel like, not that I stay in apartments, not that I stay in hotels in New York, but I feel like whenever I see hotels here, they're always so small. And in these bigger cities, a lot of these hotels are super small. So it was nice to see something that actually had space for me to be able to move around in. And I'm always gonna go for breakfast because if I could just get it included into the hotel stay in the first place, it's kind of like keeping one thing off of my plate, you know, as I'm waking up every day. And also, let's jump to meal and food. Denmark is high when it comes to some food, y'all. Oh my goodness. So I already heard that Denmark was expensive, but I don't think I processed it was as expensive as it was. I budgeted $700 for meals and food for 8 days, which or for, what did I say? Like, I think I'm going for like 9 days. For 9 days, which I guess is kind of about a little less than $100 per day. But my thing is that true? Like, y'all, somebody else do the math. Y'all know math is not necessarily my strong suit. Now, y'all, my hope is that I can find ways to kind of break up that cost, i.e. like eating breakfast at my hotel, maybe finding ways to stretch my dinner out a little bit. But yeah, I already can tell from like the cafes, all the pastries that I would probably be getting along the way, and even just like the prices of actual lunch and dinner itself is giving that's probably going to be my most expensive cost if I'm being 1,000. That, and if I don't act a fool shopping, we can jump to that quickly. I set aside $600. Knowing myself, I'm probably gonna go over it, but I would rather tell myself that this is the amount that I should be spending and try to stay within that range versus assuming I'm gonna overspend / put like $1,000 there off bat. Because if I tell myself I have $1,000 to spend, I'm gonna spend $1,000. You know what I mean? So it's like, tell myself I have $600, and if I can rationalize spending any additional, then maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of trying to force myself to lock into the budget, which is what I should be doing in the first place. Now, jumping to excursions and kind of adding excursions with transportation, I actually found this Copenhagen card that allows you to get unlimited transportation, and it also allows you access to, I believe it's like 80 plus tourist attractions, which is cool. because one, that saves me for having to spend for tickets at every single attraction I go to, and it saves me for having to save on whatever like subway or bus that I end up taking. I believe you can only get it up to it was either up to 7 or 8 days when I did up to 5 days when I did the math. So I want to see what it makes sense for me to do, i.e. like, do I just want to max out and spend 175 on that? But then that would take away my transportation costs. They also have transportation for you to get to and from the airport. So it makes sense to do. So I might just max out and do the 175 on that, and then just kind of see what list of attractions are within that and divvy up my week or so based on that. But I think that's really cool. I definitely need to look into things like this in other cities. In a sense, transportation should be less sans like whatever Ubers I take. Now, y'all, Denmark is known for bike riding, right? The streets are saying don't get on that bike if you don't know how to ride a bike. I know how to ride a bike, but they don't play about a bike. And I kind of am imagining like how, you know, they say in Atlanta they do defensive driving, and like if you're driving in Atlanta, you see how these people be cutting up and cutting corners. I imagine that, but on a bike, and I be getting nervous. I don't want to end up in the dang hospital in Denmark. So I think I'm going to leave most of my bike riding in a park that's big and mostly get on trains and Ubers. But I will say it was really inexpensive to ride a bike, so I wish it was a bit more accessible for tourists. But I get it. It's, you know, I can't demand that they build things for tourists when it's supposed to be for the purpose of them as the citizens getting around, obviously. So, as I said previously, the bikes will probably be at a minimum, but I also don't want to max out on Ubers when I plan to get that Copenhagen card. So, overall, the budget I'm looking at is about $4,000 for the entire trip itself. And I'm hoping, I'm so messy. Whatever money I have left over from excursions will likely just go into my shopping budget. So I think that's kind of where I'm going to have a bit more spending money, because I don't know that I see myself spending $700 on excursions, but you also don't know. I will say I do plan to do a day trip when I get to, I plan to do a day trip to Sweden. So again, I don't foresee that being more than like maybe 100 or so, maybe the way the food costs, maybe 200 for the day, but inclusive of the train wasn't too expensive. It's about a 30-minute train ride. So I don't see it being too taxing on my pockets. I don't plan to stay the night. I truly am just going to be in and out for the day. So that's kind of how my money is being broken up so far. But again, the itinerary shows you a pie chart of how everything is broken up. Obviously, lodging is my biggest expense, but everything else is pretty balanced outside of transportation, which is going to be covered by that Copenhagen card. Now, as far as resources I use getting me to this point, I've obviously watched a lot of TikToks, y'all. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos too. There's actually one that I really liked. That was one of the main reasons that I felt comfortable going to Sweden, just based on how that girl's experience is. Also, I have a friend from Sweden that works with me. So I asked her about the city and she told me like it was decent. So, I have relied on those to kind of give me an idea of where to go. But my thing about food recommendations is I don't want to go to all the places that all the girlies are saying go to. I also want to try to find some things on my own. So I don't have too many food recommendations on my list at the moment, or like on my saves in Google Maps. I have a couple that I do want to hit, but otherwise I kind of just want to let the city speak to me. And I think that's the best way to do it. I also plan to use a mix of TripAdvisor's AI that gives you recommendations based on your, group size, the things you're looking for on your trip, and the amount of days you're staying. Obviously, my group size is just me, but it's cool. I did a partnership with them and tried out the AI and built out a travel itinerary for Korea. So I'd be curious to see what they would show for me for Denmark, just to, you know, allow somebody else to plan my trip. Because listen, I'm a lean on AI. One thing about me, I'm a lean on AI to help me plan a trip, y'all. It's overwhelming. There's so many resources for you to be able to find things to do in cities that it's hard to be able to consume all that knowledge yourself and, you know, plan out a trip. So I'm going to take off some of the pressure for myself and see about what the AI is talking about. But otherwise, that's kind of how we're looking now. I am really excited about this trip. I feel for the most part prepared. I think The biggest thing for me now is just figuring out what to wear with this weather. I actually have a section on my little itineraries for me to write down outfits, but they're saying that the weather is still gonna be like fairly chilly when I go. So I'm trying to keep that in mind as far as getting these outfits together. But I'll probably start showing you guys different outfits I'm thinking about as the weeks go on, because I have purchased a couple things. I also just don't want to purchase too much because I'm gonna be shopping out there, y'all. Like, Ghani is in Denmark, so I'm about to be picking me some stuff up. But anywho, I'm a little worn out from talking about this travel stuff, y'all, and I actually do have something new that I want to set up in my apartment that I'm obviously gonna bring y'all to set up with me. I got a new mattress pad. I think it's gonna be hitting for something. Based on what I saw on Amazon, it's giving baby, let me upgrade ya. So let's go get into that, and then we'll chat a little bit more. I should not be as out of breath as I am after putting this little mattress pad on this mattress, but it quite literally feels like I'm sitting on a new mattress, and I don't know how to explain it other than that, because baby, this thing is so soft. It's so much softer than my last one. I don't remember how long I've had that, but I feel like I've probably had it about the same amount of time as I've had my mattress. And it's funny because I had mentioned in the TikTok that I was making alongside this video that the mattress that I have feels like a 22-year-old that was low on funds that just moved out to New York and needed somewhere to lay her head. Got it? And baby, true story, because I've had that mattress for 6 years, like since I was living in my old apartment in Flatbush. So we've been rocking with each other for a long time. And the thing is, I just can't rationalize getting a new mattress. And I am an irrational purchaser. Like, I will give you that. I'm one of those people that could be better at like sitting on things before I buy them. But something about a mattress, if it ain't broke, like, I'm not gonna get a new one. My mattress is fine. So I'm kind of in the camp of, unless somebody is going to pay for me a new mattress, I'm gonna keep with the one I have and just keep replacing the mattress topper, okay? Now, I do want to talk about some things that I've gotten for my apartment since I've lived in studios that I think have changed my life / maximized the space that I have, starting with my Murphy bed. Now, I tell y'all about my Murphy bed all the time. You see me make it up, but I don't know that I've sat down and actually given details on what exactly this is, what the model is, where I got it from. So this bed is from Breda Beds. I found them, oh my gosh, I don't remember how I found them, but I was doing a lot of research when I was initially looking for a Murphy bed, because y'all, my daddy was the one that actually suggested that I tried a Murphy bed, and the one that he sent me, it had a couch attached to it and it was very fire, but why was it $20,000? I was like, Dad, he didn't realize it was $20,000. He was just so excited to send it to me. I was like, we got to find some cheaper options, Buki, because $20K, yeah, no, but I would have had that bed forever. Now, this one was not necessarily cheap, but I think for what I wanted and for like the level of quality that I wanted for my bed, I don't think that the price is crazy. So this bed was $2,500, I believe. It was either between like 25 to like higher 2000s from what I remember. I had some customizations, which I think is what bumped it up, because the model I have is technically called the studio model if you go to their site. And then the doors that I have are from the Metropolitan model. So I kind of combined and made my own custom bed just because I didn't like the doors on the studio model. I wanted it to look like it was kind of a cabinet, even though it opens up like this. But anyway, I will say this bed has single-handedly added so much space to my apartment, because if I was to just have my bed out and it was never up, this entire space would basically just be like useless, you know? I like that I can walk from the front of my apartment to the desk vanity area of my apartment without having to run into a bed. I don't have to like walk around anything. And also it just looks so much more open and aerated when my bed is up and I just have, you know, couch, dining room, baby, a kitchen. I have couch, sliver of a kitchen, and then it just looks like my vanity area is over here. So it kind of feels like there's a little bit of separation, even though it's not, like, it's quite literally still a square. So if you're someone that does live in a studio and you want more space, you want more walking room, maybe you want to do like yoga in your apartment or something, I highly recommend getting a Murphy bed, because being able to put that bed up every day is life-changing, y'all. So next up, we're gonna talk about my kitchen island. It was actually either the second or third purchase that I made when I moved into this apartment. I specifically got it because this apartment didn't have any separation between the living room and the kitchen, and I obviously needed some type of dining table situation. So I figured, why not just get rid of two birds with one stone and get an island that could also function as a kitchen table, and bonus, it has storage. So if I need to put any additional like notebooks, put my iPad up, or whatever. Y'all see I got a whole bunch of junk down there. I clearly need to clean it up. But I have truly loved having this piece in my room because it's big, but it doesn't take up too much space. Like, if you kind of look at it overarchingly, it's pretty wide. Two people can fit in it. And there's also enough space for you to be able to do a lot of cooking while also still having some things on the counter space, which is what I enjoy. I try not to keep it too junky, but it does fill up easily. I'm not gonna lie, that's just on me. Like, as the day goes, I just kind of, or as the week goes, I kind of just start leaving things on my counter, bad habits. But if you're somebody that doesn't have some type of like kitchen counter in your studio, I think this is the perfect piece to kind of add some separation and also give you a nice seating area. And it comes with like, I don't have it, but it comes with this bar on the top if you get this added accessory that you can also hang like pots and pans from. That's really cute. Not necessarily my vibe, but just more storage space if you need it. And last but not least, one of my favorite purchases, and honestly one that is discontinued, and I hate that, my orange couch, y'all, the IKEA Söderhamn. This is, I don't know, I guess it's considered a love seat because it technically only has, you know, like the two pieces on it, but it has two pieces and a chase. I hands down would buy this couch over and over again. I think that it's literally like having a twin bed for guests to sleep over on. It's super comfortable. It's wide. It's the most beautiful color. They have other really cute colors as well. They don't have this orange anymore, which is so sad because I know so many people wanted it. I remember a while back, I did a partnership with a brand that created couch covers, and they actually do have a really cute orange couch cover that I had at one time. It's a little darker though, but they have a ton of other colors too if you're just interested in the model itself and you want the cute cushion covers to go on top. But the reason why this couch is, the biggest reason I should say why this couch is one of my favorites is because obviously living in a studio, there's not too many places your guests can stay outside of your bed. And honestly, even if I had another couch, there really isn't too much space for me to have a mattress either. So I wouldn't have just wanted to have someone sleeping in a mattress like in between my refrigerator and my closet. When I take the cushions off of this couch, y'all, I'm telling you, it's a twin bed. Hands down, it's a twin bed. It's so wide. I've had no complaints from any of my friends, even like when my mom sleeps over. They all usually sleep on there. I've slept on it a trillion times. You know, those nights where you just don't want to make it to your bed, even though my bed is right here. We're not going to talk about that. But it's quite literally, for the price, I think one of the best purchases for a smaller space, because I think having two pieces that are this wide that still don't feel too big in your space are perfect. There are some times where sometimes I feel like the chase piece gets in my way, but I wouldn't give up the chase piece because that's just another way for me to like lounge and watch TV. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, but it's not something I like stress about too much because honestly, the rest of the couch is just like, it just makes sense. I had the corner piece in my old apartment and I literally just had it like popped in the corner and it was perfect because I could like sit crisscross in it and like do my work and have so much space still. So if you're looking for a spacious couch, even like a spacious accent chair, I think this model is perfect. They sell it in pieces. And yeah, honestly, just somebody email them and tell them to bring that orange color back because it's so stinking good. Now, y'all know I am good for talking your head off, but I think I am going to end the video here just so y'all can, you know, take in me being back. And we have a lot of time and a lot of events to cover in the next couple weeks, next couple months, y'all. I literally have Denmark coming up in just a couple weeks. And also we have a lot of events, activities, and whatever TF free will I use to get into something. I don't know. Y'all know what I do. Get into something random. So stay tuned. Let me know what y'all are enjoying. I definitely am excited to keep making these vlogs. Definitely want to hear what you guys are loving so far. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys soon.